Do you have rough sawn timber, lumpy timber, timber that's just not smooth? The DEWALT Brushless Planer. It's been around for many years now and has yet to be superseded by a new model. So why? Stay tuned to find out. Special thanks to Dodsworth Woodworking, again for allowing us the use of his space and for allowing me to make lots of mess. Weighing in at 2.5 kilos without the battery, it's a very well balanced machine, especially when I put the battery in the back. Now, the planer is quite possibly the most dangerous hand tool that you can have in your arsenal, and that's basically because there is no specific guard or no guard that you can actually put over the top of the blades, so you have to be incredibly careful. And if you're ever going to do any adjustment to this machine, I highly recommend you take the battery out first. Although it does have a safety feature where you have to push the side down, you have to push the side trigger down, so you can do it with your thumb before it'll allow you to pull the trigger. So what's so special about this machine? Well, it has adjustment from 0mm all the way through to 2, and you adjust it simply by moving the dial. If you come and look on the side here, see there's this soft piece of foam in here, and the mechanism, as I turn it, you see it pulls the plate in or out, which changes the depth to the blade. The blades are two-sided, so if you were unfortunate enough to hit a nail, or the blade just fails, it just gets old, you can flip it over so you can get two uses out of it. And with this machine, you also have the option of storing spare blades in the back. Changing the blades, it has its own integrated torque key, which stays with the machine. And it's as simple as just undoing the bolts, changing the blade, putting it back together again. So there's not a huge amount of information that goes on with a plane. It's a flat plate with a big blade. This one additionally also has a hole point here on both sides, and that's so you can insert a rail so you can make sure the guide as you're going along stays exactly where you want it. On the back there's this little plastic lock. So one thing you should never do is when you have your blade protruded, i.e. further out than 0mm, never ever put it down flat, because you will run the risk of damaging the blade, or worse, damaging the surface. And if you're working on something like a kitchen worktop, that's the last thing you want to do. So just to get out of that, they put a little piece of plastic on the back, little brake if you like, and when you put it down, you see it raises it off the surface. That means that it doesn't matter how deep the blade is, it cannot touch the surface. Maybe if I turn it around this way, it might be easier to see for the camera. That way it protects the blade and it protects the surface that you're working on. So with this timber, if you come and take a look at it, we can see it's all rough torn. You can see where it's gone through the machine in the warehouse before it was purchased. It's taken a chamfer off on the edge. So let's see how good this plane is at getting this nice and smooth. Really nice smooth action there. You can see straight away that has come up really nice. So if I go over it again, you should be able to see that little lip, and hopefully we can make that vanish. So there we can see that has come out really, really smooth. In fact, it's gone shiny, it's so smooth. But if you come closer, you can see where the edge has been just caught. I think if you look, yeah, you can see where I stopped on my first run instead of taking it all the way to the edge. When I've got to this point, which is odd enough where the blade is, the face has hit, which has meant that it's left a mark there. The other thing that this machine has is it has a chamfer in the front face plate there. So if I wanted to, you can get a 45° all the way across, but it is very deep, so I don't know what real application you would use that for, but we'll give it a go and just see how much it really does take off. So I haven't changed the depth, we're still at 0.5 of a millimetre, so let's see what the chamfer is on the edge here. And that is massive. I didn't expect it to be quite as bad as that. I mean, I knew it was going to be deep, but not that deep. So in the real world situation, I don't really know where that would come in. Maybe if you're doing fence posts or something like that and you need to take some really rough edges off. But on the whole, I mean, as an actual plane, that is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, it's incredibly light. Not only can you use this battery on it, you can use the flex volt, so you're not stuck to one battery format, and it's just a really nice piece of kit. So that's probably why it's not been superseded. So, I mean, I don't know how you could actually improve upon something that's pretty much perfect. It's a fantastic machine that only does one job, and it does it really, really well. My only criticism is the chamfer, but I can't really see much of a practical place for that anyway. So this is definitely one machine that I will be adding into my arsenal of carpentry tools. Do you have it yourself? What projects have you used it on before? I'd love to hear them. Please put them in the comments. And until next time, thank you very, very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. So it's a tool that only does one job, but it does it. Thank you. So it's a one-hit pony. No.
One-hit pony.
So it's a tool that will only do one thing, but it does do it very, very well. My only criticism is the chamfering on it, but to get a nice flat surface, for me, you can't do any better, and it's probably a lot easier than getting waffling.
Okay, rolling.
So special thanks to Wadsworth. Special thanks to Dodsworth Carpentry. Deleted.